So, if you was to give advice to let's just say a younger you, what would be the first set of advice that you would give to a younger you? Because I want to put it in a little bit of emphasis real quick, because I talk to my little brothers and I talk to my little sisters and I talk to my little homies and shit like that. But it seems like a lot of the shit that I say, it goes in the ear, but it comes right back out the ear.
Yeah.
What would you tell us something to your younger self that would actually hit your younger self?
First, man, this is wild right here. It's a blessing too, because see, I have a son.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And when I do look at him, it's like looking at my little self.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do is I talk to him and I tell him, I give him some of my experience. I don't sugarcoat with my little man.
Mm-hmm.
He's 9 years old. He's smart, intelligent. So what I would tell my younger self is to stay listening to your parents, because that's one thing I didn't really do. And it was real dysfunctional in my home, so there was a reason why I wasn't listening. But listen to your parents. And one of my favorite artists has said it best. He said, "Mama ain't always wrong, but she'll never." You know what he say? He said, "Mama ain't always right, but she'll never lead you wrong." You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So I always listen to your parents.
Mm-hmm.
Stay in school.
Mm-hmm.
Read. I say read. Like read. My son, man, that man reads, bro. Like he reads the dictionary too,
Mm-hmm.
but he read chapter books.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? 9 years old. Like read. Educate yourself. You know what I mean? And when I was younger, I had both. I had two good. I had a good world, and then I had a bad world.
Mm-hmm.
My mother's side, it was dark.
Mm-hmm.
My father's side of the family, which he's the one that really raised me. He came in at 9 years old. I was 9 years old. He came in and raised me, but he showed me how to live a good life. He showed me what living a good life was about.
Mm-hmm.
Him and my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean. So, but I say, man, listen to your parents.
Mm-hmm.
Listen. When I was young, I rebelled.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I rebelled against what my father and what my aunties and my mother would tell me.
Mm-hmm.
When they seen me messing up and they was trying to tighten me up, I wasn't listening. I was rebelling, man.
Mm-hmm.
But now, when I rewind my tape and I think about those things I was doing and those lessons they was trying to give me,
Mm-hmm.
it's hitting different now because I'm mature.
Mm-hmm.
But man, dude, I tell all the young ones, man, if you around here 14, 15, 16, you out here really thugging and this and that,
Mm-hmm.
I say get you some education, though.
Mm-hmm.
Get you some education behind it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's a different world now, so we all have to, we got to walk around with our chest poked out. I encourage that.
Mm-hmm.
Walk like a man, broad shoulders,
Mm-hmm.
stand your ground, stand firm, you know what I mean? But educate yourself, stay smart, stay ahead, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I feel that. So, for me personally, the one thing in my life is, well, the one thing that made me start making bad decisions was the simple fact that I didn't have. And it was like really bothersome every time I look up. How he got a hole in his shirt. How he ain't got on. How he. Alright, y'all keep talking shit. Y'all keep talking shit. And then eventually, I decided one day to go nut up. And basically was like, okay, I'm going to take you for yours since you got.
Yeah.
And it was just how like it hit me. But then the first time that I got caught up, I'll tell you, my heart was thumping. I was in a little situation. My heart was like tearing me up. And I was like, fuck, I'm not getting out this little situation right here. And lo and behold, the police officer that had me detained, he was like, hey, go home. Don't let me catch you no more.
Right.
I looked around, man, shit, cool. Shit, you not gonna fuck with me? Cool. I'm ready to go right home and do what you said. I sat at home and I was curious about why he would let me off. And I couldn't tell you why he would let me walk away. What's the biggest break that you've had in your life?
What's the biggest break I ever had in my life?
It could be as simple as coming to the Lord, if that's what, quote unquote, like coming to Christ, if that's what you want to say. Like,
Hey, this was her like most recent though.
Mm-hmm.
But look, I've had a spiritual awakening at least like maybe 3 times in my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know what a spiritual awakening is, right?
Yeah.
I've had this happen to me 3 times in my life of where I was walking a spiritual path, and it was coming from a dark place, and now I'm coming to some light and I'm walking a spiritual path, right? But then when I was experiencing that, I wasn't aware of what I was being touched with. When I'm running into those spiritual like people, and they hit me with some powerful stuff, leaving. Look, I'm walking off with something in my mouth like, why would this strange person say this to me? So many strange people used to walk up to me, bro, and like just have like a maybe 60-second conversation with me, just transferring conversation back and forth, and they seen something special in me, bro. Like it's done happened to me a few times, man. But I veered off. What was that question?
What was your biggest basically release song?
My biggest release? Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. Bro, I'm not gonna think too deep because it's real simple. I don't think I ever really had a break in life for real. But I'm gonna say this though, just take it back a little bit. I say about a year and a half. Let's say a year ago. For about a year, almost a year and a half, I isolated myself away from the block, my friends, even my family members, and I kept it real close-knit. You know, when you asked me earlier about who I would run to and embrace first, I kept it real close-knit. It was my sisters, my mother, and my babies. My grandmothers, they gone to heaven right now, but those are the people that I had right there to help me with what I was dealing with at the time, you feel me? But that was the only, like, when you say break, when you ask me about the break, having a break in life, that's the only break I've ever had, and that was just most recent, maybe 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? When I isolated myself from the world and from what I was used to doing and stuff like that, I was able to really, really take time out for myself and look myself in the mirror. And I can recall a few times, a lot of times you pulled up over my mom Duke's house. I wouldn't come up from upstairs, bro. I wouldn't come down from upstairs, you know what I mean? I was laying in fetal position, actually laying in fetal position, bro. Asking God like when it was gonna turn over for me, when I was gonna feel normal again, when I was gonna, you know, and I was hiding from the world, G, but that was a break. It was a break. I actually got to look at myself. I actually got to cleanse myself because I cried almost every night, brother. And I didn't. Sometimes, like my sister, she did this one time. She came, matter of fact, it was on my birthday. And she braided my hair. And she was braiding my hair. While she was braiding my hair, Mom Duke, she had some music playing and stuff. And you know, I'm an R&B guy. And I be tapped in with music. And sometimes I can drift off in a dark place up here. She was braiding my hair, and out of nowhere, tears was just flowing. I was just crying. Never, not once, they asked me, why am I sitting there crying? Two of my sisters and my mother, they sat there the whole time. They had normal conversation. Didn't question me why I was crying. They knew what I was dealing with. That moment right there, having that moment, that time with my sisters and my mother, it just, I don't know what it was. I was overwhelmed with something, and I felt emotion. I was just crying, and she was braiding my hair. But I think that was like it was like layers being peeled off of me, bro. Like a little bit every day, a little bit here and there, here and there. Layers was being peeled off of me. I'm talking about those bad layers. It was stale layers. They were stale. And now you see me, my skin is glowing.